Hi, I'm Steve Root. This is Root's Kitchens, Bedrooms, Bathrooms, and today I'm at a customer's house in Canterbury where we recently designed, supplied and installed this amazing kitchen. We are so proud of the work we've done on this job. Now, the design brief for this was very specific in two factors. The first, it has to make people say wow when they come into the room, and the second, it still has to be practical. And practical means lovely for a couple coming home after a day's work, but also perfect for gathering of all the family and friends and large social events. Now, the design theme for this room is black and brass, and you'll see as we go through how we've used that theme to influence every single product that was chosen. And finally, as we go through this room, hopefully you'll find some good ideas that you can steal for your own project. So where should we start? Allow me to begin with this section. It looks like an unassuming piece of furniture, but there's a lot of design, detail and effort gone into this piece of furniture alone. I'm going to start with this large countertop surface. This is here specifically to give us space for a desktop computer. It's a useful function of this room to be able to use a computer. Above that, I've allowed for lots of file storage and papers. Either side, giving me symmetry in the design, are two very wide, large, dry storage units for food. These are actually too large for the factory to make, but we have our ways and means to make these things happen. What you can't see from this section is that it's standing in front of an old fireplace, which gave me the opportunity to hide some extra storage units just behind here. Here we've got an ironing board, on the other side there's some other useful cleaning equipment, all in the one section. And now to the business end of the kitchen, the ovens and the sink. Not the first thing you'll notice about this section is the unusually high plinth. There's a reason for this. Behind it is a retaining wall that holds back the original flint wall that was the side of the garden on this house. To make use of this space, we've had special height drawer boxes made that have also extended depth so we could get the maximum use of the space we possibly could. The ovens are at a nice convenient working height. What you might not realise is next to it is the dishwasher, also at a nice comfortable working height. The tiles, lovely tiles, have come from Fired Earth. The herringbone pattern of these tiles matches really nicely with the pattern that's on the handles that we've already got for this kitchen. The design brief for this kitchen included lots of entertaining, which means sometimes having a second dishwasher would be really nice. The customer had an existing dishwasher, a very nice Miele model, and it would be a shame to throw things away when they work so well, especially when they're being used occasionally. The problem I have with this dishwasher is at the end of the programme, the door pops open to let the steam out, and that would damage the furniture if the door was left closed while the dishwasher was running. So I needed a way to make sure any visitors to the house wouldn't be helpful and close the door while this dishwasher was running. I came up with a very simple solution to stop that happening. Now let's talk about the bar area and the cold storage. This section uses symmetry to great advantage. We've got two very large fridges which are the same model on either side, and in the middle of that we've got a large area dedicated to tea and coffee. We've got a boiling water tap over here. The advantage of having the drinks over this side is that it doesn't interfere with anybody that's cooking a meal at the same time. The customer had some existing speakers they wanted to reuse, and we managed to build those in and raise them up off the floor slightly. And then you may have noticed what looks like a piece of art is actually a TV screen. This is a Samsung Frame TV. It's very thin, it fits really nicely in this room, and when it's not being used as a TV, it looks like a piece of art. Now there's a thing about TVs, is that you always need to be able to get behind them, and you might be thinking, well, how do you get behind here to plug new things in? We've come up with a solution of making a hinged panel that allows you to get into all the parts below. Now this is very heavy and something you won't want to do very often, but it does make things accessible and shows how we think about the future when we do a design. Now my favourite part of this whole room has to be the island and the table. In the design process I had a problem because the island is so large I couldn't use a single piece of material and I've had to have several joins. So I had an idea. I came up with the idea of using a brass bar between pieces, and I've radiated out the brass bar from the centre of the table so that although there are joins, they actually become a feature of the room, and doesn't that look amazing? Now the material itself is also amazing. This material is called Dekton. It's harder than granite. It's a man-made sintered stone. It's made with something like 25,000 tons of pressure and 1200 degrees centigrade of temperature. It must be like making lava. It's made in Spain. I would love to see how they make this stuff. It would be awesome to see. It's such a hard-wearing material, it's also easy to clean. So here I am using a permanent marker and you can rub it straight off. Not only is Dekton used for the worktop of this room, but it's also been used as the floor. And because it's frost-proof and so durable, you can actually see that it runs through to the outside patio as well. Doesn't this look amazing? The tabletop is 1.8 metres in diameter, so it's very heavy. I came up with a design for a bespoke set of table legs that we had fabricated locally and powder coated black to match the furniture. The bench seat here was made by our carpenters on site, and we took that to a local upholstery firm to have it finished in the colour we chose, which matches the seats the customer had already got. So here we have an induction hob that's built into the island worktop. And to get rid of all the steams and smells, we've gone for a Bora X-Pure extractor, which has a built-in motor that draws all the air and the steam down. Because we were involved early in this job, at the design stage we had ducting put in to take all the smells and odours outside rather than use recirculating filters. Now, if you've never seen hobs like this working and you're wondering if they're effective, I did another YouTube video that actually does some technical tests on how they work. And then finally, if you've got an island worktop, you probably want to put some appliances on it from time to time to do your cooking. We have just the solution, a nice flush mounted flip up socket. And there we are. Isn't this an amazing room? Thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you liked it, please click like because it does help our little business make our way in the world. If you've got any questions, leave comments below. We're small enough that I do generally answer all of the comments myself. And finally, if you live local to our showroom between Faversham and Canterbury, then please pay us a visit if you're looking for a kitchen, bedroom or bathroom done very well. My name's Steve Root, this is Root's Kitchens, Bedrooms, Bathrooms.